Dear candidates, yesterday we have learned about auxiliary verbs. What are the auxiliary verbs? You know, auxiliary verbs are nothing but helping verbs. How many types of helping verbs are there? There are two types of helping verbs. First type is the primary helping verbs or primary auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs already we have seen yesterday. What are the primary auxiliary verbs? Is, are, am, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did. These are the 11 primary auxiliary verbs. These primary auxiliary verbs, how to use, you know. How to use already we have seen. These verbs can be used as both main verb and helping verb. Some context, for example, when I speak, I am teaching English. Am is a helping verb and teaching is a main verb. I am a teacher. If I speak, I am a teacher. In that, am is a main verb because there is only one verb. When there is only one verb, it is called as a main verb. When there are two verbs in a sentence, it is called as the first one is the helping verb and the second verb will be the main verb. I hope you understood it. Then another thing,
Understood.
second category is modal auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs. These modal auxiliary verbs are 13. There are 13 modal auxiliary verbs. Here, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, and used to. These are the 13 modal auxiliary verbs. What is the importance of these modal auxiliary verbs? These modal auxiliary verbs can always function as a helping verb. They cannot do as a main verb, except need and dare. Need and dare, these two verbs can function as a main verb and helping verb among the modal auxiliaries too. That you have to understand. Another thing, in this first, each one we take separate and study. Will is used for future actions. Will is used for future action, future activities purpose only will is used. And would is the next one. For example, for this will, you know, a lot of it. For the futurity purpose, I will help you. I will do this work. Means compulsory, I do this work. We will meet next week. We will meet next week. This will is shows that futurity. To expect the future. Or sometimes we can say that surety purpose, certainty purpose also we can use will. I will be there by 5 o'clock. I will be there by 5 o'clock means compulsory. I am surely, I will be there at 5 o'clock. This is the meaning. So in this way, will is used for futurity and the surety purpose. That is certainty purpose we can say. Next, let us take would. Wood separately, if we take the usages separately, if we take wood. What is the use of wood? Wood is the past tense of will. The past tense of will. It is the past tense of will, but this can be used both in present and the past. Both present and past. Both present and in the past. Both past and present, it can be used. It is used. It can be used both. It can be used both in present and in the past. Both possible. For example, he would come there. He would come there. Means it was the past. He would come there is the past. Already completed. The action completed. About the completed action we are speaking. Especially this would will changes into would in the indirect speech. For example, he said that he would be there. he said that he would be there. Means once what he said, I report again. I say back again. Then it is called as will changes into would. Will you be there? This is the question. Or I will be there, he said. I will be there, he said. Then I say to another person, he said that he would be there. He said that he would be there. Will changes into would. That is in indirect speech or reported speech. It is called in reported speech. So another thing, would is for just imaginary things. If you want to speak imaginary things, imaginary things, imaginary things, if you want to speak imaginary things, we have to know what is the importance of would. For example, I would be, if I would be the PM, I would be the PM, if I would be the PM. It is just an imagination, imaginary things. I would be a word, I would be a bird. This is also imaginary things. Whenever we want to speak about imaginary things, we can speak, we can use would. Another one very, very important is would have is there. Would have. Would have. Would have plus third form of the verb. Would have plus third form of the verb. Would have. I would have. I would have been there. Actually, I was not there by the time, but I just imagine I would have been there. So, when I would have been there is an imagination. Already examination completed. After completion of the examination, we got very less mark. Then we just imagine and speak. If I would have written the examination well. Means, did I write the examination well? I did not write the examination well. I would have written the examination well. Already action completed and I failed in the examination. But by the time I just imagine I would have written the examination. Or I was not there. When the incident happened, I was not there. Then I said that I would have been there. I would have been there. That is also would have plus V3. Would have plus imaginary clause, imaginary condition. That is whenever we want to express the imaginary things, we have to use would have plus V3. That is, you would have gone there. She would have done it. She did not do it. They would have attended the class. They did not attend the class. They did not attend the class. So I am speaking. They would have attended the class. She would have done the work. She would have done the work. They would have met me. Did they meet me? No, they did not meet me. But they would have met me. In this way, we can speak in different ways. We can speak in different ways. That is using would. Next one is shall is also future. Shall is also used for future purpose only. Shall is used with I and we. I and we. I shall and we shall. Shall is for future. Futurity. Futurity. It expresses futurity. Shall. I and we after. This is called first persons. First persons. First person singular I, first person plural we. I and we after we have to use shall. For example, I shall meet you tomorrow. I shall meet you tomorrow. This is the future purpose. Shall plus meet is the V1. V1. So shall after, next one is should. Shall is very simple. Everybody knows. Should plus V1. Should plus V1. When it is used, it is to express to express advice, suggestions, advice and suggestions. If you want to put any suggestions, if you want to give any advice, we have to use should plus V1. Should plus V1 to express advice and suggestions. For example, you are not feeling well. Then we can say that you should consult a doctor. You should consult a doctor. You should consult a doctor. This is my suggestion. You should consult a doctor. We should practice. We should practice every day. We should practice every day. Our English lessons, we should practice every day. Practice can make you perfect. They, if you take it, they should attend the class. Attend the class. They should attend the class. This should plus V1. Here should plus practice, consult. These are all V1. So I hope that you understood what is should. Should is for advice and suggestions. Whenever any suggestions we want to give means we can use should. We should attend the class. That is my suggestion. Children should do their homework. Students should do their homework. That is also suggestions and advice to the students. Should after another usage with should is should have plus V3. Let me guide you towards should have. Should have is another usage like would have. Should have plus V3. Should have plus V3. It is for unfulfilled action in the past. Action in the past. Unfulfilled actions in the past. Unfulfilled actions in the past means what do you understand? It is the action is not completed, not fulfilled. For example, I had to go to school today, but I couldn't go. I did not go. After the time completed, I speak. I should have gone to school. I should have gone to school. I should have gone to school. It means, do you think that did I go to school? No, I did not go to school. I didn't go to school. I should have gone to school. When I speak, I did not go to school. It is unfulfilled. Actually, you had to watch that film, but you did not watch it. Then I speak, you should have watched that film. You should have something which has not done. You should have watched that film. You should have watched that film. This is the method of should have. Should have plus V3. You should have watched that film. Whenever there is a should have, would have, could have, it shows that unfulfilled action. Action should be done, but you failed to do that action. We are speaking about that action. I hope that you people understood what is the usage of should have. Further examples you have to do. Our meeting is going to complete within 2 minutes. So, my dear children, today no need to connect again to the link because our people, almost of the people couldn't arrive. So, they should have attended the class. That is my request. They should have attended the class. Here, should have usage, you understood. You know what is the should have. Should have shows that it is unfulfilled action in the past. A work should be completed in the past, but we failed to do. Whenever we fail to do something, we are speaking about that. That is called unfulfilled action. Unfulfilled action. I hope most of you understood what is should and what is should have. Should is used to express advice and suggestion. Should have is used to express the past unfulfilled action. Okay. Now let us stop here. We will meet again tomorrow. You should be sharp by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Then only it is possible. Okay. Otherwise, you will be the loser. Everybody should be sharp by 5 o'clock by doing all the exercise.